Any prolonged spell. Godfrey and McNeil trying to link up on the near side. The ball was out of play and it will be a Forest throw. Forest, who've managed just 18 goals this season, the fewest at this stage of a campaign in their history. They're going to have to score at least one today to come away with a share of the spoils. It's low in quality, isn't it?
It's going to be, though. It's a huge game, you know. The effect of this game and the result could be huge for both of these teams. And I think sometimes the occasion is bigger than the actual quality of the game on the pitch. Brennan Johnson in behind. In behind
for the first time. Cuts it back to the edge of the area. Colback trying to get the ball out from under his studs. Freuler now. Skips away from Decore. Plays the ball infield to Morgan Gibbs-White. And really for the first time, Everton with everybody back behind the ball. Here's John Joe Shelvey in midfield. His clumsy trip on McNeil leading to the penalty award. And here's Worrell over the halfway line. He was caught late by Damari Gray, who to his credit, Gray was tracking back and sees the foul.
The work rate, you can see the work rate certainly stepped up since Sean Dyche has come in at Everton.
It's the bare minimum, really, isn't it, that Sean Dyche will demand. That goal from Damari Gray, by the way, the 200th in the league that Everton have scored against Forest. Free kick surely too close to Pickford. He's punched it away, and then it's volleyed wide from the edge of the penalty area by Gibbs-White. Pickford again, I think, was trying to claim he was impeded, but just a bit nervous at the moment in the early exchanges.
I think he just thinks that he should be protected. It's like, I'm the England goalkeeper, I should get more protection than anyone else, and he's just come and punched the ball. It was actually a really poor ball from Shelby. It's one that he should be probably coming and catching, decides to punch it. There's hardly any contact on him at all. You're going to get some sort of contact. Goes out of the box to Morgan Gibbs-White on the volley, 30 yards out, and if he hits the target it would have been interesting, but it was a poor volley.
Here's Aurier, just inside his own half. Shelby going into a challenge and managing to turn away with the ball. That's a lovely pass out to his left as well. Here come Forest. Opportunity for Gibbs-White over on that far side. It was neat link-up play with Loddy. Colback in danger of losing out. First to Iwobi, then Decore, but he still keeps the ball, the red-haired Forest midfielder. And he's played it out to the left. Loddy with a cross, low. Blocked first time, then he puts it back in towards Shelby at the near post. Good header away by Tarkovsky because it was a dangerous ball. And the noise levels in the home sections of the ground have gone up a notch because the last couple of minutes Forest much improved.
Yeah, Steve Cooper, you know, in his pre-match interview was talking about getting the crowd involved and everyone being together in this stadium, and Nottingham Forest needing that to get the results to stay up.
Here's Felipe on loan from Atletico Madrid, like Renan Loddy. So two players on the left side of that Forest defence who know each other very well. Shelby looking to go direct for Chris Wood, who's out-muscled Tarkovsky on this near touchline. Wood goes down under a challenge from McNeil. Johnson tries to win it back for Forest. In the end, McNeil pokes the ball out and Forest have a throw.
It's competitive out there, isn't it? Really competitive. Forest have stepped it up since going behind.
They've only lost 4 of their last 14 in the Premier League, Nottingham Forest. After a difficult start to the season following 23 years out of the top flight. Worrell forward towards the penalty area, headed out by Godfrey. Worrell takes the throw in quickly, and here's Felipe, last man back. Bar Navas for Forest. Colback into the feet of Gibbs-White, who's got room to turn on the edge of the area. Into Chris Wood, good layoff, good shot, good save,
goal.
But tapped in.
Is he onside?
By Brennan Johnson. And Nottingham Forest level within 7 minutes of falling behind. Lovely interplay between Wood and Gibbs-White in the build-up. Pickford keeping out the initial effort, but Brennan Johnson quickest to react from point-blank range. It is Nottingham Forest 1, Everton 1.
It's a lovely move, good ball, splitting the lines of Everton from Colback into Morgan Gibbs-White. Little 1-2 with Chris Wood strikes it with his right foot, bending it towards the bottom left-hand corner. Pickford makes the save but puts it into a dangerous area, and as you say, Brennan Johnson is the quickest to react. He is the quickest in that penalty area. His speed is absolute lightning, and he has the composure to slot it past Pickford again into the net. Really good response from Nottingham Forest.
Well, he scored his first ever Premier League goal in a 1-1 draw at Goodison Park early this season. He scored his 8th for the campaign to get Nottingham Forest back on level terms, and here they come again. Loddy down the left-hand side towards Wood at the near post. He flicks it all the way across the face of goal, took a deflection. Forest have a corner.
Well,
and the momentum has totally swung the way of the home side.
Absolutely changed in the stadium. Really good touch actually from James Tarkowski, because if he doesn't get a touch on that, could well have ended up in the bottom corner. The little flick at the near post from Chris Wood. As it is, it's a corner to Nottingham Forest, and this ground is rocking.
And you said there'd be no goals, Chris Perry, this afternoon.
I said I was hopeful.
20 minutes play, Forest 1, Everton 1. And Morgan Gibbs-White, who played an instrumental part in that equalising goal, comes across to take the corner on the near side. Gibbs-White with his left arm raised. He's about to play this in right-footed. Again, they've got some good targets to aim at, but that's a poor delivery. And Ben Godfrey really need to head it behind under no pressure. It's a second corner. I think Forest are quite fortunate.
It's a poor header. He's actually turned the wrong way to head the ball. He's turned his body completely the wrong way, ends up heading it behind for a corner when his body should be the other way, and he should be flicking it away from go out for a throw-in. Will Forest make them pay?
Second corner in quick succession. Gibbs-White trots across to the far left-hand side to take it in front of the travelling Everton fans. Felipe and Worrell both up from the back, so too Aurier making a dart to the near post. They've gone short this time, and it's played to Shelvey on the edge of the area, scoops it towards Wood, and it's collected by Pickford. It remains 1-1.
It's a nice ball, wasn't it? Short corner, played to the edge of the box, outside of his right foot from Shelvey into a good area. Pickford did well, came and claimed it.
So it's been a far better spectacle than I feared in his opening 22 minutes. The early goal from Everton, converted from the penalty spot by Damari Gray, certainly helped with that, but Forest via Brennan Johnson back on terms just a few minutes later. Here is Gray out to Iwobi on the far side. Gray goes down. And
he's hurt.
This looks a really nasty one for Damari Gray. Referee hasn't spotted it yet. I wonder if his studs just got caught in the turf.
I think the referee's seen it. I don't think the players have.
But you can tell by the reaction that this could be quite a nasty injury for Damari Gray. He's holding his left ankle.
It's whether he was caught by a stud down the back of his Achilles, or whether it's no one involved at all. And if it's no one involved at all, the way he's gone down, you would suggest it's a really bad injury. I think he gets someone's studs right down the back of his Achilles there.
So maybe just a painful one, which is the best case scenario. He's back on his feet now, Damari Gray. We are going to get a replay. Was he caught by Colback?
Yeah,
yes, he was.
Yeah.
Well, that's the better scenario as far as Damari Gray and Everton are concerned. Gray hobbling, but the game has restarted. Here's Coleman into the area. Good run from fullback, and important challenge by Colback. Coleman screaming for another penalty. The Everton players surrounding the referee.
I'm sure they'll look at it. He does brilliantly. It's a little 1-2 with Iwobi. Gets in behind. Colback's behind him. Can't make a challenge. I think he nicks the ball. I don't think it is. Colback, does he make contact with Coleman before he nicks the ball? That could easily be given.
Could have clipped the heels of Coleman.
Yeah.
But the VAR check is over. Forest wasting no time in getting the ball forward. Really good game this now. Here's Johnson into the area. Onto his left foot, shoots, blocked by Tarkowski. Shelvey with a chance to put a cross in. Headed away by Tarkowski. Comes for John Joe Shelvey again on the edge of the area. And here's Aurier. Serge Aurier looking to the far post, and brilliant header by Coleman, diving in ahead of Chris Wood and nodding the ball across his own 6-yard box. Suddenly Everton are being peppered.
Yeah, what a ball from Serge Aurier. Just asking for someone to get on the end of it. Brilliant defending.
Here is Aurier again. Forest 1, Everton 1. Aurier's giving it away to McNeil. McNeil skips past Brennan Johnson's outstretched leg. Here's Decore in midfield for Everton.
It's like a cup match at the moment, isn't it? It's like a cup game where there has to be a winner today.
A long may it continue. Brennan Johnson's just played the ball out for Forest and a chance to catch our breath. Again, we're going to see a replay. Coleman got the wrong side of Cole back. I think actually Coleman's kicked the floor, hasn't he?
I think Coleman either kicks the floor or actually kicks Cole back, and that's what trips him up.
Either way.
Yeah, it wasn't a penalty.
Right.
They absolutely right.
So far, you have to say the officials are having a good afternoon. I've always said that this season. Here's Idrissa Gueye, the former Paris Saint-Germain man. Back to Tarkowski. Now McNeil down the left for Everton. He's got Damari Gray ahead of him. Gray seems to have ran off that earlier injury. Can't keep the ball in though. Throw in for Forest, which Aurier takes quickly. Here's Cole back on the edge of the centre circle. Last 10 minutes, all Nottingham Forest. 68% possession, 4 shots, 2 on target. Everton haven't had a shot since the penalty that was tucked away by Gray early on. Here's Worrell. Nottingham born and bred. Lifelong Forest fan, now skippering his team in the Premier League. Type of character they're going to need between now and the end of the season, because they aren't safe from the threat of relegation yet. A victory today would change that, maybe. Defeat will put them right back in it. Foul by Aurier.
Yeah.
On Gueye inside the centre circle. Free kick for Everton.
Yeah, he just overran the ball, didn't he? Aurier did well initially to nick the ball off of Dwight McNeil, and then just overran it and clipped Idrissa Gueye in the centre circle there. It's a poor challenge actually from Aurier.
Point wouldn't be enough to take Everton out of the bottom 3. They'll be level with Leeds, but have a 8-goal inferior goal difference. It would mean that just 5 points separates Palace in 12th and the Toffees in that final relegation place. Only 6 points between Palace and bottom club Bournemouth. Can't recall a season where going into the last 12 matches there have been so many teams involved in the relegation dogfight. And so many evenly matched sides as well. There isn't really a whipping boy, is there?
No, absolutely not. The bottom 3 at the moment, all on the same amount of points going into today, weren't they?
And all capable of pulling off results.
Some big results.
Everton have beaten Arsenal, Southampton have beaten Chelsea twice.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth 2-0 up at Arsenal yesterday before losing 3-2. That's what makes this the best and most competitive league in world football. And speaking of competitive, we've got Liverpool, Manchester United still to come this Sunday afternoon. Live from Anfield, kick-off in a couple of hours' time. United looking to do the double over Liverpool. That's not happened for a while. Here's Felipe into Worrell, just outside the D on the edge of the Forest area. Now Aurier down the right, the ex-Tottenham man. He was looking for Johnson, but sliding in was Gueye. And here's McNeil, quickly dispossessed by Aurier. And Johnson, brilliant turn, and ball through the legs of Onana.
It's a foul.
Actually, the foul has gone Everton's way as McNeil went down inside the centre circle. He's holding his right ankle now.
Yeah, Morgan gives White, lovely turn, nutmegs. I think it's Decore, and Decore tugs his shirt and pulls him back, and the referee misses it.
That's the point that Gibbs White is just making, I think.
It's a beautiful turn. I'm not sure he means the nutmeg. It ends up going through the legs, and there's just a little tug. It's Onana, actually. A little tug
just
back.
Just checked his momentum, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a free kick all day long.
In the end, the foul was given for a late tackle by Colback on McNeil, much to Gibbs White's frustration. 29 minutes played. Everton ahead early, courtesy of a Damari Gray penalty. Pegged back as Brennan Johnson fired home after Gibbs White had seen his initial shot saved by Pickford. Ian Wone, very culture player here at Nottingham Forest, is Stood now alongside Sean Dyche inside the technical area. Steve Stone watching on. Another Forest legend. Tarkowski heads it forward to Doucouré, and Everton lead for a second time. Abdoulaye Doucouré with his first goal since September of 2021 has restored the Toffees' lead. It was more slack defending from Forest as the free kick was launched long upfield by Pickford, flicked on into the path of Doucouré.
Well, who heads it? He's onside. Michael Keane heads it across, heads it back again. It's a really good finish. They don't win the first header, Forest. They lose the second header and the third header. You can't do that against a team like Everton. You've got to win those individual duels. They don't do that. Doucouré ends up with a free header 6 yards out. Not the cleanest of the headers, but gets enough on it to put it past Keylor Navas. And Everton take the lead, but a little bit of injustice there because it should have been a free kick to Forest.
Absolutely. Forest will feel very agitated by that, but Doucouré won't care. Nodding home from point blank range beyond Navas, who just started to stray from his line. And on the half hour, it is Forest 1, Everton 2. Goals galore at the City Ground this afternoon. Between two teams, who really have struggled in front of goal this season.
Well, let's hope it continues. I mean, it's been really good opening half an hour, hasn't it? Competitive, chances at both ends.
Worrell forward for Forest. Tarkowski there ahead of his former Burnley teammate Wood. Doucouré, the goal scorer, out to Iwobi, but Iwobi has ran out of pitch on that far side, so Forest have a throw. They hit back pretty quickly after falling behind the Gray penalty. Can they do it again in this first half? The ball is hoisted over the head of Wood, and Iwobi can play it forward. In was Felipe, picking the pocket of Damari Gray, but at the expense of an Everton throw. Again, the Everton fans making themselves heard away to our right. Team who've lost 12 of their last 17 Premier League games, only 11 points picked up in that time. They lead by 2-1. Once again, it's non-strikers who are doing the damage. They've only had 2 goals this season from recognised centre forwards, Everton. Having to rely on goals from elsewhere to try and keep them up. So in for Everton, halfway inside Forest territory. Doucouré's pass back to Coleman was too heavy, so Forest have a throw of their own. Should probably get more goals, shouldn't he, Abdoulaye Doucouré?
Yeah, absolutely. When he was at Watford, you thought he was going to go on and be that sort of box-to-box midfield player, didn't you? Just hasn't quite happened for him.
There's John Joe Shelvey deep inside the Forest half. Worrell plays the ball to his left, and Felipe, it's a little lazy pass forward. Intercepted by Idrissa Gueye for Everton. Tarkowski trying to search out Doucouré. Loddy's done well to get there first, and then finds his opposite fullback Aurier. Pass was away from Shelvey, and here's McNeil for Everton. One back by Shelvey, but only momentarily. Idrissa Gueye now out to the right, and Seamus Coleman, the Everton captain. 13 minutes to go until half time. Forest 1, Everton 2 on Premier League Live. Colback back in possession for Forest, but deep in their own half. Johnson with a layoff, looking for Shelvey, but too close. Just pokes the ball out for a Forest throw. A real ebb and flow to the opening 34 minutes here. Once again, Forest, since falling behind, have had plenty of possession. Aurier back to his goalkeeper Navas, beaten twice already. Costa Rican. And Aurier forward on this near side to Johnson. Shelvey there ahead of the tall figure of Anana. And Shelvey slipped as he tried to play in Loddy down the left hand side. It's intercepted by Coleman. Coleman immediately put under pressure by Colback, but managed to squeeze the ball forward to Gueye. Here's Anana. Coleman looking for the run of Damari Gray. over his head and collected by Navas inside the penalty area.
Forest have definitely taken control of the ball now, haven't they? You know, Everton sitting back, allowing Forest to have it a little bit, but they need to find those pockets of space in between lines for Gibbs White and Johnson. They're the two that look like they can create something, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been the two creative sparks really for much of the season, particularly during this recent resurgence. They've actually amassed 9 points more, Forest, than in their last Premier League season that ended in relegation at this stage. Here's Shelvey, plays the ball down the line, looking for Johnson.
He came through the back of him there.
Oh, didn't look a great tackle that from Godfrey.
He came through the back of him, gets the ball, but comes through the back of Gibbs White. Brennan Johnson there.
Not even sure it's been given as a foul, you know.
It hasn't been given as a foul.
Johnson was away. It's going to be a throw in and a painful one for the Welsh international.
I think he's one of these players that goes a little bit over the top, Ben Godfrey.
And we've seen that a couple of times already, haven't we? Here's Worrell into Gibbs White. Under pressure, goes back into the centre circle of Felipe. And he tries to play it out to the left of Loddy, and he's knocked it out for an Everton throw. 2-1 the Toffees lead. We've got 9 minutes of what's been a frantic first half remaining. Jordan Pickford, the Everton goalkeeper, again very direct, plays the ball out. Felipe beats Onana in the air, but the loose ball falls kindly for Iwobi. Damari Gray's got a crowd of 3 red shirts around him, but he still managed to find McNeil. Here's Gray again, out to Iwobi, who's hugging that far touchline. McNeil has come over to the right hand side temporarily, and he's linking up neatly with Iwobi. This looks promising from Everton, cross blocked by Loddy, but still the Toffees on the front foot. McNeil with the left-footed ball to the near post. Decore with a stooping header, cleared by Worrell, and then Chris Wood grappling with Keane. Does well actually, Chris Wood.
Did brilliantly. It was all over him, Michael Keane there.
Here's Aurier for Forest. Again, we'll look to pick out Johnson on this right-hand side. That looks like a pretty key battle between him and Godfrey. This time Godfrey comes across, wins the ball cleanly and concedes a throw.
Yeah, definitely a key battle, and it's going to be key when Ben Godfrey, if he does pick up a yellow card, because that's when you've got to keep going to Brennan Johnson. As soon as he picks up that yellow card, he can't make that challenge. And that's why it's key that the referee gets these decisions right.
Not seen a booking yet.
Nope.
37 minutes in. Felipe side foots the ball back to Navas on the edge of the area. Navas all in turquoise. Punts it upfield, headed away by Godfrey and out for a throw. Steve Cooper playing the role of ball boy. Needs to get proceedings restarted pronto. Here's Freuler in midfield for Forest. Now Felipe. Back into Freuler again. Forest 1, Everton 2. Here's John Joe Shelvey with a bold head. Knocking it forward, looking for the run of Johnson. Pickford read it well and came out and collected the ball in his gloves.
It was a nice idea, wasn't it, from John Joe Shelvey, looking to split open that Everton defence. Just too much on the pass.
They have looked to threat Everton every time they've come forward. Certainly keeping the Forest defence on their toes. Pickford, not for the first time, probably not for the last, smashes the ball upfield. Certainly that's been the approach they've adopted this afternoon. Here's Iwobi over on the far touchline. Will come infield. Sliding tackle by Colback, but Decore, the goal scorer of Everton's second, takes over.
Nice idea, wasn't it?
Now Gray toying with Loddy on the far side. McNeil has come across to help out. Crosses again towards the near post. Volleyed away by Worrell. And Michael Keane holding off the attention to Chris Wood. Here's Gay for Everton. Into Onana. Decore in the left wing position. Infield for Alex Iwobi. Floats the ball out to the right hand side. And Damari Gray flicked onto Coleman. Coleman inside the area. Trying a little back heel, but fired it against Gibbs White. And he clears it upfield for Forest. Here's Pickford now, 15 yards outside his penalty area. Diagonal ball out to the right. Iwobi didn't seem to fancy that against Renan Loddy in the air. It's collected on halfway by Idrissa Gay for Everton. Here's McNeil. He's come across again to link up with Iwobi on the far side. Gay into Damari Gray. Everton moving the ball around crisply. Here's Iwobi. Into Decore again. Now McNeil. Again, he's got space to pick out a cross potentially from the edge of the area. He goes for goal, and it's tipped over the bar by a leaping Navas.
He's drifting at the moment, Dwight McNeil. He's drifted over to the right-hand side. Very left-footed player. Gets too much space to run inside. No one gets really close to him. Gets to the edge of the box. Decides to take the shot on, try and bend it in at the near post. Comfortable save for Keylor Navas, but you can't allow Dwight McNeil to come inside on his left foot.
5 minutes the first half to play. Corner for Everton. Their first of the afternoon. They've gone short. Here's McNeil. Scoops the ball in towards Michael Keane. Headed away by Felipe. Chested down by Iwobi on the edge of the area. Decore's cross comes shot. It's blocked, but it's still bouncing around in there. May have been a handball against Onana. It's cleared by Freuler anyway. Don't look comfortable, do they, defending balls into the box, Nottingham Forest?
No, they don't. And you're going to have to do that against this Everton side.
Excellent first half for the neutral. And here's John Joe Shelvey, who's looking to play the ball long upfield for Johnson. Not a brilliant header away by Godfrey. Comes for Johnson inside the box. Godfrey atones for the error and pokes it out of play for a throw on this near side.
Did well there, Ben Godfrey. 1v1 against Brendan Johnson.
Aurier with the ball in his hands on this near touchline. Cross comes to Corey to clear it into touch. Not giving Nottingham Forest any time on the ball, Everton. As Chris has already mentioned, certainly that intensity that maybe was lacking under Frank Lampard is there for all to see under Sean Dyche. Shelvey plays the ball into midfield with Colback. Colback out to the left to Loddy. Little chip cross for him, but it's forcing Johnson wide. He does really well to stop it going out for a throw. He's been satted by the corner flag. Yep.
There
Ben
he is.
Godfrey, surely he's going to pick up a yellow card now.
Well, that's him. You see, there's no need to tackle Brendan Johnson there. He is absolutely going nowhere. He just has a rush of blood to the head. He loves to go and make challenges. He's like Brendan Johnson is literally, that red shirt is like a red rag to a ball.
And now Godfrey is going to have to tread that disciplinary tightrope for the remaining 50 minutes or so, unless Everton decide to make a change.
That could be a big yellow card now. You just got to keep feeding Brendan Johnson and let him run at Godfrey.
They've got Ruben Vinagre. I guess he could possibly play as a makeshift left back. They don't really have another left-sided defender. I'm not going to ask Connor Cody to go and play at left back, I wouldn't imagine. Johnson is still down. He's down off the pitch. Or maybe his right foot is still just about in play. That's why we haven't restarted yet.
I think it's clear that Sean Dyche has recognised that Brendan Johnson is one of their biggest threats, and Ben Godfrey's been told to go out there and do a job on him. And he literally has there.
He's taking that advice.
Yeah, literally.
To heart. Here's Gibbs White with the ball into the air. It looked a good delivery. Over the head of Worrell, headed away by Keane. Nodded back into the danger zone. Pickford's going to come and collect that. Good goalkeeping, commanding his box there from Jordan Pickford. And we've only got 2 minutes of the first half to play, plus a little bit of added on time. 1 or 2 injury stoppages. What have you made of the first half overall, Chris Perry?
It's been an excellent first half, isn't it? Not too much quality in possession, certainly, but really competitive. Both sides positive, looking to attack. It's been a really good game.
Here's Godfrey in the left back position. Going to be interesting now to see how he deals with the threat of Johnson, having picked up the first booking of the afternoon. Pickford, that's awful, has sliced the ball out of play. Under no real pressure. Throw in for Forest. They've gone back into their own half with Worrell. Here now is Felipe, the Brazilian, into Jack Colback. Driving force in midfield for Forest as they won promotion via the Championship playoffs last season. Jack Colback. Worrell, another survivor from the promotion winning team. It's a good looking ball. Loddy has taken a whack in the face from Iwobi as he tried to bring it down.
I'm not sure it's anywhere near his face, if I'm honest.
I think he's bought one there.
He definitely bought one. It's a poor touch. It's nowhere near his face, is it? I mean, it's embarrassing how these players go down and hold their face.
It's more chest area.
Chest, shoulder. Yeah.
Well, it's a free kick for Forest. Everton have dealt with their aerial threat well to this point. Again, plenty have been sent forward from the back. Worrell and Aurier amongst them.
Ball looks a long way away.
Yeah, certainly more than 10 yards, isn't it?
On the angle, certainly, yeah.
And it's Morgan Gibbs-White who stands over the dead ball delivery. In towards Chris Wood. Good header by Tarkowski again. It's been a battle that at the moment Tarkowski is coming out on top of. Gay forward to Anana, and they might be able to counter here, Everton. Well, Forest body's committed forward. Here's Anana out to Abdoulaye Doucouré. Doucouré's got away from Freuler, and he's played it low into the area, and Damari Gray has to do better. Time and space to get his shot away. He fired it straight at the first Forest defender. How big a moment might that be come the end of the 90? We're into 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. It's Everton who lead 2-1. The ball almost given away by Worrell deep inside his own half. Throw in for Everton. Damari Gray frustrated, Chris, that he didn't make more of that opportunity.
Yeah, good ball across the box, wasn't it? Doucouré goes round Freuler, puts it across the 6-yard box. Coming in at the back post, unmarked was Damari Gray. Has to hit the target, hits the target, tries to go low near post, but ends up hitting Morgan Gibbs-White. But if he goes back across goal, he almost certainly scores.
At 3-1, even with half the game to play, it would almost have been game over. Cross into the area again, over the head of Alex Iwobi. He's going to keep it alive for Everton. Industrious Iwobi on that far side, linking up with Anana. The return ball was under hit, and here come Forest for one last attack of the half. A half that was absolutely flown by. Gibbs-White chips it forward, looking for Johnson, headed away by Godfrey. And Everton now looking like they may have done enough to go in front at the interval. Coleman punts it upfield. Felipe there to win it from Gray. Gibbs-White dispossessed by Coleman. Into the last 30 seconds of added on time. And Felipe had to get there ahead of Damari Gray. Nods the ball back to his goalkeeper Navas. Can Forest get it forward once more before the whistle? Here's Jack Cole back on the edge of the centre circle. He's away from Idrissa Gueye. Plays it to the right on Aurier. They haven't got much time here, Forest, but they're not in any great hurry to get it forward. Aurier does finally. Too far in front of Brennan Johnson. Tarkowski heads it out. And there is the half-time whistle. Well, we didn't expect a goal fest, but goals we've had. Everton in front with just 11 minutes on the clock. Damari Gray converting from the penalty spot after John Joe Shelvey had made a clumsy challenge on McNeil. Forest back in it. 7 minutes later, Brennan Johnson gobbling up the rebound following a fine save from Pickford to keep out Morgan Gibbs-White's initial effort. But Abdoulaye Doucouré with his first goal in 18 months in the 29th minute, heading in from 6 yards out. And Everton a vital and precious half-time advantage. Nottingham Forest 1, Everton 2. You are listening to Premier League Live. Manchester United getting closer, but what a first half we've had at the City Ground. Goals galore between Forest and Everton. Corey trying to
don't have a natural replacement on the bench. And certainly I think he's gone with Godfrey out there because Godfrey's a good defender to go and deal with Brennan Johnson. I don't think Ruben van Agra's probably better going forward than he is defensively.
What have you made of Damari Gray as a focal point of the Everton attack?
I think he's done well. I think he's done really well because certainly he's had to deal with a lot of long balls into the front. He's used his body well. He's dropped off into areas to pick the ball up at times really, really well. He's given the two centre-backs some problems. Certainly Felipe's struggled against him.
Well, Forest have scored the most second-half goals of any team in the division. They'll be hoping to add to that record in the second half. They trail by 2-1. Coming up after we've finished here, well, the big game of any season, Liverpool against Manchester United, certainly the one that makes most global appeal. Let's hear from the two managers then, Erik ten Hag and Jurgen Klopp.
So there are so many things that are much more and dig into this game, and I really like that. That's when football is the most important thing for these 95, 98 minutes, whatever. I love that, and yeah, you're right. Obviously, the whole world will watch it, and I would watch it if I'm not here. So that's a big game, and I'm really looking forward to it.
The pitch is everywhere, same sides. There are 3 refereeing. There's a 4th. The ball is round. There's air in the ball. So we have to play and to make it our game. And of course, we know the ambience will not be supporting us, and you have to deal with that. But as I said, our players, they like it. and they like it to play in such atmosphere.
There you go, Erik ten Hag relishing his first trip to Anfield as Manchester United manager. They were battered home and away by Liverpool last season, Manchester United. They've beaten them at Old Trafford. They could do the double this afternoon. Either way, Chris, it's going to be a lot more competitive than recent visits to Merseyside.
Yes, certainly Manchester United are a completely different team to some of the teams that have turned up over the last few seasons. And they go into the game with so much confidence, obviously having won the Carabao Cup, a good result in the FA Cup in the week. Everyone coming into the team fighting for places, goals from all over the team. And I think they probably go into the game as favourites. And it's been a long time since you say that, certainly at Anfield anyway. But Liverpool picked up a couple of results in the last couple of games, and they're in a better place than they have been. And Jurgen Klopp, I think, will be happy that they're releasing a tiny bit of form coming into this bigger game, because this is, as you say, one of the big games of the season, no matter how bad both of these teams are doing. But both here, Liverpool are on the up again slightly, and United are really pushing to try and fight their way back into the title race.
And some early team news from that game. Raphael Varane passing a late fitness test for Manchester United. He will be part of the matchday squad. How big a boost is that for Erik ten Hag?
It's big. He's got a really, really good partnership, certainly with Martinez. Whoever else plays there, Varane, I think, is the one who organises that back four. He gives you the pace when the ball goes in behind. I think he's been excellent this season. I think he struggled last year, but he's been excellent this season.
Well, Liverpool against Manchester United to come from Anfield. We'll have the official confirmed team news in around about half an hour's time. Paul Parker, former double winner with Manchester United, will be alongside Phil Blacker for commentary from Anfield. First, though, it's the blue half of Merseyside. Second half to come from Nottingham Forest 1, Everton 2. Can Sean Dyche's side hold out for a priceless win to drag Forest right back into the relegation scrap? We'll find out very shortly. You are listening to
from SiriusXM FC every Monday.
To TalkSport's coverage of Nottingham Forest against Everton from the City Ground. I'm your host, Alex Crook. Alongside me, the former Tottenham defender, Chris Perry. This is Premier League Live, where Everton are halfway to ending an 8-game winless run away from Goodison Park. They lead by 2-1. Demarai Gray from the penalty spot after 11 minutes, cancelled out by Brennan Johnson 7 minutes later, but Abdoulaye Doucouré with the header, putting the Toffees back in front. They don't seem in any real rush to brave the cold and get back out for the second half. The visitors, Nottingham Forest, already returned to the pitch after Steve Cooper's half-time team talk. No obvious signs that either manager is going to go to their bench at this stage, so Forest will line up once again with Keylor Navas in goal, Aurier, Worrell, Felipe and Lodi in the back four, Freuler, Shelvey and Colback in midfield, with Johnson and Gibbs-White supporting Chris Wood. In attack for Everton, Pickford the goalkeeper, Coleman, Keane, Tarkowski and Godfrey on a yellow card, the back four, Iwobi and McNeil out wide, Onana, Gay and Doucouré make up the midfield, with Demarai Gray leading the line up front. Sean Dyche, wearing his club blue tie, is back out, so too Steve Cooper. A huge second half to come in the battle for Premier League survival. Forest have taken 19 of their 25 points so far here at the City Ground, with work to do to continue that impressive home run. And they do have a habit of conceding goals in the second half of matches. It's Forest in their red shirts, white shorts and red socks, shooting from right to left to get us back up and underway. Everton all in blue, and they are attacking the goal away to our right hand side. Seamus Coleman straight away playing his clearance against Morgan Gibbs-White, out for an Everton throw down by their own corner flag. Gibbs-White will cost a staggering £42.5 million from Wolves. Very talented player, not sure he's a £40 million player. Nodded on towards the Everton penalty area, volleyed away by Tarkowski, who's had an excellent game so far, up against his former Burnley teammate Chris Wood. Here is Demarai Gray just inside the Forest half into Doucouré, the two goal scorers linking up, and Gray coming over to the left hand side and accelerating away from Freuler before finding McNeil. McNeil with the ball towards the near post, and Onana was lurking. Well defended in the end by Felipe. Then a bit of a tussle between Demarai Gray and Serge Aurier. Gray wanted a free kick, referee says throw, and then a bit of pushing and shoving between the two. And
Aurier needs to calm down here.
Raising his hand there, almost stroking the face of Gray. And the referee is coming over to calm down the fracas. No real need for the reaction. And both players are being told just to calm it down a notch or two. It's been a very competitive match from the off. Two teams certainly fighting for the cause. Maybe a bit too literally there from Aurier.
Yeah, you can feel the tension in the ground. You can feel the magnitude of a result for either side here.
Being taken by Aurier, headed away by Godfrey. Forest have won 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two. They are trailing by 2-1. We play 3 minutes in the second half. Team news from Anfield, less than 25 minutes away as Liverpool host Manchester United later. Here's John Joe Shelvey playing the ball out to the left hand side, and Brennan Lodi will come forward, checks back into his own half in fact, and finds Felipe. You mentioned it earlier in proceedings, you can see the relationship between the two Atletico Madrid loanees. Here's Colback, he's been grabbed to the ground by Seamus Coleman. It's a free kick surely for Forest. In fact, I think the referee has belatedly given the free kick. Shelvey will come across to take it. Everton have defended these dead balls well so far. John Joe Shelvey, the January signing for Newcastle, stands over it. Newcastle Forest next opponents. Good ball in towards Felipe. It comes down for Aurier on the edge of the area. He almost tricked himself. And Idrissa Gueye will bring it clear. Sliding tackle from Remo Freuler. Concedes a throw. It's been a scrappy start in the second half. I guess that suits Everton in some ways.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Everton won't want the game to settle down for Forest to start putting some passes together and getting Gibbs White and Johnson on the ball. They'll want this to be a scrap. They'll want this to be, 50-50 duels, headers, ball in the air a long time, as it is now.
Felipe plays it forward.
It's like head tennis, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah. Iwobi with the latest header on halfway. Smashed clear by Worrell. Chris Wood chasing it. Michael Keane heads it clear, and then Tarkowski sweeps up and knocks it into the centre circle, collected by Worrell. Arrows his pass out to the right hand side. It's Johnson against Godfrey. He knows he can't dive in here, Godfrey. And he's done well holding off Brennan Johnson. In the end, the foul has gone against the Forest man, right in front of the assistant referee on that far side.
Didn't seem to be a lot in that, did it?
Godfrey
Really?
just made sure he got his body between Johnson and the ball, didn't he? Invited the contact. ...21 points from 25 games coming into this one. Everton, the lowest of any season in their history at this stage. Steve Cooper has a bit of a conflab with the fourth official, Thomas Bramall. Here's Anana. Well stopped by Worrell. John Joe Shelby brings the ball down for Forest inside his own half, and they're trying to pass their way upfield here, and they've done it well. Freuler away from Decore. Shelby in the right wing position. Forward to Johnson. Was he fouled by Tarkowski? Well, the Forest fans wanted a free kick. It wasn't given. Then Tarkowski with a bit of afters. I think the referee could have stopped it a lot earlier then. Gibbs White and McNeil coming head to head. Not sure that was great officiating from John Brooks.
No.
Shelby involved as well.
It's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest in a really good attacking position, but all the afters, you just need to stop the game a little bit quicker, the referee.
Yeah. And he's calling over a couple of players here, and he's going to his pocket.
Gibbs White's going to get a yellow card, I think. He was very angry, wasn't he?
So that's the first Forest booking. Does it end there?
There's going to be someone
from Everton as well,
absolutely,
you would imagine.
Yep. Ben Godfrey will be hoping it's not him.
No, I think it's Dwight McNeil. So that's the second Everton yellow card. Both the left-sided players, Godfrey and McNeil, now have had their name taken.
Yeah, I think he was angered, wasn't he, Morgan Gibbs White, by Tarkowski. He felt he was fouled, then Tarkowski just whacked the ball straight back at him.
McNeil doesn't really need to get involved, does he?
No, he doesn't. McNeil's come from nowhere to get involved.
Free kick for Forest. John Joe Shelby over the ball. They trail by 2-1. We've played 7 minutes in the second half. It's been a very stop-start second half so far. Shelby with the ball in towards Worrell. Almost came for Wood, but Everton have cleared it as far as Colback on the edge of the area. Here's Johnson trying to make some space for a shot potentially. Colback plays it back out to the left, and Loddy. Everton defending it well. Loddy goes down under a challenge from Decore. No free kick this time. Colback there ahead of Decore. And he's got a bit of space in the centre of the park here, Colback. And he, with the outside of the boot finds Aurier. Aurier with the ball into the centre. Chested down by Johnson, but the touch was heavy. That allows Decore to get back in and clear the danger. Here is Freuler, the Swiss international for Forest. Shelby into Wood, who holds it up well. Johnson, chance to cross towards the far post. Not a good ball in though. Godfrey heads it away. Collected by Colback on the edge of the area. And now Aurier in the right wing position comes in field for Freuler. Here's John Joe Shelby looking to get a shot away. It deflected. Could have gone anywhere. And Gibbs White content to let the ball go out for a corner.
Yeah, good pressure from Nottingham Forest. Everton can't get out. Just can't find that ball into the box. Find a Nottingham Forest head on the end of it.
Forest fans in good voice early in the second half. They trail by 2-1. I have to say Everton have defended their box really well so far. particularly from these set-piece situations. It's not always been their strength this season, but that's something else that Sean Dyche has really improved. Johnson from the short corner gets to the byline. Just drills it all the way across the box, but too heavy. Freuler has to sprint to keep it in play, but Forest are going to have to start again from right back on the halfway line. Loddy with the ball forward, flicked on by Felipe, headed clear by Coleman, and then Iwobi away. And Damari Gray tussling with Loddy. It's almost a rugby tackle from Loddy. It goes out for a throw.
The referee hasn't got a clue what way it was. His arm goes one way, then the other way. Was it a foul on Damari Gray? I think the referee's losing control a little bit.
I agree. I think both coaches are a bit agitated. Sean Dyche, the latest in the era, the fourth official.
But Tarkowski and Keane have been so dominant in that Everton penalty area, haven't they? They've defended the box really, really well. Any balls coming in.
He was close to leaving, Michael Keane, in the January window when Frank Lampard was still in charge, struggling to
Morgan gives way
get into the team.
Needs to be careful here.
Yeah, he's just gone in late on Coleman, the Everton captain, having been booked a few moments ago. Again, there's an off the ball.
It's Gray
incident.
again.
This all comes down to the referee, though. As you mentioned, losing control.
Yep. He's let too many things go.
And another yellow card. It's going to be Renan Loddy this time. Not sure exactly what for. 2 bookings apiece. Is it Loddy, in fact, or
it's going to be someone else? The Gray as well will get one now. He's already had one confrontation, hasn't he, on the other side of the pitch with Aurier. He's going to pick up a yellow card for the confrontation with Loddy this time.
Gray protesting his innocence as he adjusts his footwear, but the card is out. I'm going to watch a replay now. I think it's more for the reaction, and there was pushing and shoving on both sides. It won't be involved as well. So too Felipe.
Well, he puts his head in, Damari Gray, doesn't he?
Did Loddy get a yellow card as well in all that?
He did, yeah. Loddy did as well, yeah.
3-2 to Everton in terms of yellows. And goes the ball into the Forest area. Might come down for Iwobi. It's blocked by Loddy at the near post.
Yeah, good block.
And Loddy with a chance to clear away. He's been caught really late.
His play on, though.
Because here's Johnson at the other end. Well, Everton have won the ball back. And the referee is stopping the play. Was it Dwight McNeil?
I really hard to see. I think it was Tarkowski.
Actually.
Tarkowski, yeah, who was up from the set piece.
And he's got a yellow card.
Yeah,
there's troubles.
Yellow cards all over the place here. Hard to keep track with what's going on. It was a really late challenge on the touchline on Renan Loddy.
Not huge contact, but he was out of control, Tarkowski.
He was off the floor, wasn't he? And that's why he's picked up the yellow card.
We've had more bookings than goal attempts since half-time. Tarkowski with his 6th yellow card of the season. We've played 12 minutes since the restart. And it remains Forest 1, Everton 2 here on Premier League Live. At the moment, that goal from Decore is going to be the winner. Aurier into Wood, well held up. Shelby chips it forward. Johnson up against Godfrey over on that far side. Johnson's got the beating of Godfrey, who
should have gone down.
Nearly tugged him back. It might have been a second booking.
Yeah, he should have gone down there. He's got to be clever there, Brennan Johnson.
Because there was contact, wasn't there?
100% there was contact.
Loddy's passed it back to his goalkeeper, and Navas just about got there ahead of Iwobi. Long way out of his box to do so. And the back pass put him under a lot of pressure, Keylor Navas. Here come Forest at the other end. Aurier, right wing position, crosses straight into the arms of Pickford.
Too close to Pickford, wasn't it? Lovely opportunity to bend the ball in behind the Everton defence. He just got too much on it, Serge Aurier. What a game, though. End to end, challenges flying in, everything on the line.
Certainly 2 very committed teams. Everton had only scored 17 goals in their 25 league games going into this one. The lowest scorers in the top 4 divisions in English football. They've got 2 to their name this afternoon, and only 1 in reply from Forest so far. A little over half an hour remaining at the City Ground. Godfrey tries to play it forward, blocked by Shelby. And Johnson heads it back into the path of John Joe Shelvey, who felt he was fouled by Gay.
It was just too slow. John Joe Shelvey wanted too much time on the ball. Gay just picked his pocket.
McNeil scoops it forward for Coleman. Oh, it's the right idea. Iwobi was in between Lodi and Felipe, but the pass was just over hit from Seamus Coleman.
It's really on a knife edge, this game at the moment, you feel.
I think Everton will be encouraged by the fact Forest didn't really create any chances to get back on level terms this half.
No. The next goal is going to be so big in this game.
Felipe out to the left-hand side and Lodi. Forest coming from behind to get a valuable point against Manchester City in their last home game. City dominating that game. Everton have not been quite so dominant, but I think they have been the better of the two sides, hence the 2-1 scoreline.
He got the ball there, Morgan Gibbs-White.
Well, they're trying to play the referee a bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. They know that every time he's making a challenge, they're trying to go down.
Onana has stayed down. The big Belgian international.
Big touch from Gibbs-White, then he wins the ball cleanly. Doesn't even really catch Onana.
There's no contact.
Nothing in it at all.
But again, it just stops the flow of proceedings. That's been Everton's objective, I think, this half. Hour played. Forest 1, Everton 2. Largely frustrating afternoon for the home team to this point. Everton haven't had a red card this season, by the way. 4 players on yellows. That might be tested in the final half an hour. The way it's going. What seems to be the issue here, Chris, with Onana?
I can't see where there would be an issue. I think it was a good challenge from Morgan Gibbs-White. Got a lot of the ball. Just a Gay down as well. I just wonder if they're actually just getting a rest.
Just trying to catch a breather.
It's been absolutely. There's been no stoppages really, have there? When there's been a stoppage, everyone's run over for a confrontation. Exactly. So they're just getting a little bit tired. He's limping off on. I'm sure he's fine. I think he's just trying to make the most of it, trying to make the referee aware that he felt there was some contact, but I don't think there was.
He was subject of genuine interest in Onana in January from bigger clubs in the Premier League, wanted to stay and help Everton try and stay up. I'm sure whatever happens, he will be back on several radars this summer as Jordan Pickford places the ball down for a free kick for Everton, midway inside his own half, left-footed up into the sky, and it's picked up by Lodi in the left back position, but his touch was poor. Runs the ball out for a throw, and that throw-in will be taken on the right hand side level with the 18-yard mark. Coleman into the feet of Decore. His header still separating the two. Everton 2-1 up. 62 played. Seamus Coleman, who got that inventive winning goal against Leeds.
It's a cross. Very, very kind, Alex.
I think he meant it, you know.
No chance.
And Coleman has just upended Freuler down by the corner flag, and again there were a bit of afters. And then Iwobi threw the ball away from Freuler as he wanted to take the free kick.
You can see there being a lot of injury time at the end of this game.
Game management.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Everton in this second half so far. Trying to spoil it as a contest, really. Here's Felipe. Do Forest have the quality to overcome that, you wonder? Aurier in the right back position, down the line for the very lively Brennan Johnson. Scoots away from Godfrey, who tracked him all the way. And then Aurier stepping in to stop a possible counter-attack on Onana. Seems to have made a miracle recovery, leading the charge.
Yep.
And here's Tarkowski now inside the centre circle, into the feet of Decore. Good challenge by Felipe. They've got to get it forward quickly here. Forest, as Everton are committed bodies upfield. Wood out to Johnson, running at Seamus Coleman, trying to get himself into a crossing position. He's passed it behind Lodi, but Lodi still picks out one towards the far post. Godfrey with a header clear. Aurier into Freuler. Good spell of pressure this from Forest, but Everton standing firm. Freuler back into the centre circle, and Worrell. Forest fans want them to get the ball forward, and Johnson has showed too much of it to Coleman, and Iwobi will launch it upfield for Everton. Good challenge by Worrell as Gray tried to bring it down.
Yeah,
it's out for an Everton throw.
Excellent defending from Joe Worrell. Knew he was the last man.
Again, Gray stays down, wastes a few seconds.
Yeah, it's a strong challenge from Worrell, but he gets all of the ball.
There's no need for Gray to stay down, but they are doing their best to run down the clock here, Everton. Could be a frustrating final 26 minutes for the hosts. Colback with a header away. Surely Steve Cooper must be contemplating some changes. Wood holds it up well again for Forest. Forward to Johnson. Outnumbered. Trista Gay with a tackle.
Could they potentially lose one of those three central midfielders and get maybe Sam Surridge on?
Yeah.
Or Emmanuel Dennis.
Well, that might occupy, a couple more blue shirts.
Yeah.
Because certainly Johnson is being tripled up on now at times. Here he is on the right-hand side. Can't keep the ball in play. It's out for a throw.
Surridge or Dennis would be the two that you look to bring off the bench. Lingard as well, another one who can come on and change a game.
Well, he hasn't done that
on
for some time.
On top form, absolutely, yeah, but he's capable, isn't he?
Surridge is out there warming up. Very honest centre forward. Just the one Premier League goal to his name so far, but could certainly go up and support Chris Wood, who hasn't had much service, Wood, but has held the ball up well at times.
I just think Forest, apart from probably Brennan Johnson, they lack a bit of pace all over the pitch. A bit one-paced.
Lack a bit of guile as well.
Yeah. They're all very workmanlike, but I think Shelby's probably been brought in to have that bit of guile, but he just looks a bit off the pace at the moment.
Yeah, hasn't played much football, has he, in the last couple of years, John Joe Shelby. Here's Iwobi, forward to Decore. Well defended by Filippo, who's had a good game. Worrell seemed reluctant to deal with the back pass, so Navas comes out and clears, and then Felipe does well to keep the ball in play and drops the shoulder to get away.
If that beat Beng
from Gay,
Godfrey, it would have been a brilliant ball to Brennan Johnson, wouldn't it?
Only inches away from finding him. Aurier into Gibbs White. Tarkowski there clears it for Everton, and you can hear the natives just getting a bit restless now. They're used to seeing Forest picking up points here in recent weeks. It's not happening at the moment. Here's Johnson though, driving towards the penalty area. Keane slides in. Johnson tries to keep it alive. He's on the floor, and then Tarkowski heads it clear. Or Keane it was actually who won the header. Aurier down the line for Morgan Gibbs White. Forest 1, Everton 2 still. Aurier with a deep ball into the area, too deep, and safely collected by Jordan Pickford in goal.
Yeah, there's lots of huff and puff on, isn't there, from Nottingham Forest, but not a lot of quality.
Yeah, that's a fair appraisal from Chris Perry, former Tottenham defender. Again, Pickford in no real hurry to get the play restarted, all in green. The Everton keeper. Left-footed volley upfield. Felipe there ahead of Anana. Lottie's got some work to do to shrug off the attentions of Iwobi, and he just pokes it back to Navas in goal. Here's Worrell, the captain, on the edge of the Forest penalty area away to our right. Freuler. They're looking for Johnson every time, aren't they? But that's over the head of both him and Godfrey, the full-back. Pickford able to pick it up on the edge of the area.
They're looking in behind Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey's understanding that, and he's just staying 5 yards deeper than Brendan Johnson. They need to give it to his feet so he can run at Godfrey.
Particularly with that yellow card to his name. Foul by Anana on Aurier. Sean Dyche not convinced by that.
No. I think that's fair to say.
Relishing being back in Premier League management though, isn't
he? I think he expects a little bit more contact to be allowed.
Here's Felipe, 10 yards outside the Forest area, into the last quarter of the game. Everton still holding on to this 2-1 advantage, given them by first half goals from Gray and Decore. Brennan Johnson briefly getting Forest back on terms in between. Aurier too strong over on that far side, finds Johnson. Johnson's got some space at last, clips it towards the far post. Gibbs White able to bring it down inside the area, but it's a poor ball by him, looking for Loddy.
Well, he can't foul now.
Here comes Iwobi on the counter attack.
He's done well, Morgan Gibbs White. Good reaction from him to a poor ball that he played.
It's a ball that's asked a lot of Damari Gray, but he's brought it down by the corner flag. Worrell keeping tabs, and Loddy able to come in and win it back for Forest. And this is where Everton have got men committed forward, and maybe Forest can attack on the counter, but
slow, isn't it?
It's all a bit one pace, as you mentioned. Shelvey looking for Johnson. It's the only out ball. It's headed away by McNeil on this occasion. Here's Aurier again. I'm surprised that Steve Cooper's not gone to his bench yet.
I think he needs to. They need to change something. That midfield is so one-paced. I think they're getting overrun by Everton. They're much better athletes in that Everton midfield.
Yeah, that's been the key area so far, that five-man midfield from Sean Dyche doing its job. They're almost suffocating Forest, aren't they?
Yeah, Shelvey looks completely off it. Just gave the ball away there cheaply.
Here's Dwight McNeil for Everton. Aurier does well to win it back. Johnson now up against Gay. Aurier has made a run, cross into the area, but headed away again by the excellent Tarkowski for Everton. Here's Renan Loddy trying to get away from Iwobi. Needs an out ball. He's been forced back towards the halfway line just to keep Forest in possession with Felipe. Freuler's got a bit of room on that far side. Makes his way towards the area. Aurier stayed forward from the back, tries to give it back to Freuler, and Arne slides in and pokes the ball out for a throw. And I think we are going to see a change now. Triple change, in fact, by Nottingham Forest. Ryan Yates is coming on for Jack Colback, just to change it up in midfield. Remo Freuler also making well for Emmanuel Dennis, so that's a attacking change from Steve Cooper. And Chris Wood's afternoon is over as well, and we're going to see Andre Ayew. So a double change in attack.
Yeah, attacking changes, certainly more energy in that midfield. Ryan Yates actually really impressive in the first half of the season. I think he's a really good player. Be interesting to see Emmanuel Dennis, completely different type of forward to anything that certainly Chris Wood, that's for sure.
Well, they've got 20 minutes for those substitutes to make a difference. It's Forest 1, Everton 2. And we're going to get team news from Anfield very shortly. Liverpool taking on Manchester United in the late kick-off on this Sunday afternoon. Keylor Navas, long punt upfield, the Forest goalkeeper. Yates straight away involved, but Anana did well in the aerial duel. Iwobi into Damari Gray, lovely pirouette away from Shelvey. Iwobi into McNeil, but he showed too much of that to Felipe, and he plays it out to his left-hand side. And Dennis dispossessed by Iwobi. Gray on the edge of the area, out to McNeil. McNeil lays it off to Gray on the edge of the box. Coleman into Iwobi. Good play this by Everton. Moving around this Forest back line. Coleman's cross is blocked, and then Coleman fouling Dennis. Free kick down by the left corner flag for Nottingham Forest. Given away by Gibbs White. Here's Idrissa Gueye, 5 yards outside the area. Decore into McNeil in the central position. Iwobi has stayed wide, and he's picked out Gueye in the centre. He got away from Shelvey. Gueye trying to cut it back. Well done, Felipe again. Really impressed with the Brazilian this afternoon.
He's done well, positioned himself really well at that near post.
And Dennis has found Gibbs White, and it's 3-on-3 here. Gibbs White through the centre. Ayew to his left. He tried to find Johnson. It's a wrong option, and Godfrey clears it away.
He needed to play the pass a lot earlier. The closer he got to goal, the more difficult the pass became. He had a chance to put it in early. You can see Brennan Johnson was pointing where he wanted the ball. He held on to it and held on to it. Godfrey took up a really good position and dealt with the danger excellently.
Frustration for Steve Cooper, because it looked like a really dangerous counter-attack. Here is Yates. Down the right-hand side for Forest. Aurier knocking the ball into the feet of Brennan Johnson. Now Gibbs White on that far side. Shelvey wants to pass infield. Gets it in the end from Worrell. Everton with everybody in blue back behind the ball. Here is Emmanuel Dennis operating on the left-hand side. He's running it Iwobi. Iwobi stands tall. Poor again from Dennis. Twice he's given the ball away since coming on. And here's Iwobi. He's all on his own, really, inside the Forest half. Gray joining belatedly. Iwobi knocks it away from Worrell. Excellent play from Iwobi. Into Decore inside the area. Decore trying to cut it back for McNeil. It's all a bit congested on that left-hand side. In the end, McNeil wins a corner for his team and gives a double fist pump to those Everton fans behind the goal.
Yeah, they worked. Alex Iwobi did brilliantly there to carry the ball up the field, hold off the challenger Joe Worrell, get it into the path of McNeil, and they end up winning a corner. And that's all about what Sean Dyche was speaking about. That's all about running and will to win and energy, and that's what they've had. They've outrun Forest today, without a doubt.
Second Everton corner of the game, 16 to play, 2-1 they lead at the City ground, attacking the end of the stadium where the travelling Toffees fans are gathered. Corner floated in towards the near post, towards Keane. Worrell does well to head it away, and Felipe with the opportunity to burst forward down the left-hand side. They've got a bit more pace about them now, Forest, with Dennis and Ayew added to the party. Here is Ayew, played under Steve Cooper at Swansea. He's away from Iwobi. Can he get away from Seamus Coleman? No, wins a throw. Coleman did well.
It's a clever player. Hasn't lost that yard of pace, hasn't he? That extra yard of pace that you had, Andre Ayew, but still clever enough to win a throw in high up the pitch that Loddie's going to look to go long into the box.
Loddy into that area, flicked on by Ayew, but flicked straight to Dwight McNeil. Everton could counter. Gray away from Felipe for once. Decore releasing Gray down the right hand side. Only McNeil in the centre. Gray with a step over, trying to make some space on the edge of the area. Lays it off to Decore. Everton in no real hurry to get the ball into the box, and Worrell coming across to try and intercept Gray.
Haven't really committed many bodies forward, Everton, have they?
Here is Iwobi. Only Decore in the centre, or Onana I think it is actually, in the false number 9 position at the moment. Iwobi try to flick it over the head of Dennis. Dennis wins it back, the ex-Watford man, and Dennis quickly carries it into the Everton half, and he's been upended by Decore. It's a free kick. Team news from Anfield. Liverpool against Manchester United. Ibrahima Konate preferred to Joel Matip alongside Van Dijk. That's the headline news from the home side. Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold and Robertson the fullbacks, with Van Dijk and Konate in the centre. A midfielder Fabinho, Henderson and Harvey Elliott preferred to the likes of James Milner, and then Salah will be supported in attack by Cody Gakpo and Darwin Nunez. I'll give you the Manchester United team in a moment. Here comes John Joe Shelvey with a free kick. A few yards in from the touchline on this left hand side. Header away by Keane. Gibbs White flicks it away from Gay, but not from Onana, and then Gay just taps it forward looking for Onana, but the ball bounces kindly for Forest. Here's Yates inside the area, cuts it back, opportunity here!
What a goal!
And Morgan Gibbs White, or Brennan Johnson I should say, has Forest back on level terms. A rapid counter-attack after Onana and Decore have got themselves in a bit of a mess, but it's a brilliant finish.
It's an absolutely sensational finish. Decore just gives it away in a really bad area. Morgan Gibbs White runs towards the edge of the box, fires it out wide to Yates, cuts it back to Brennan Johnson, who just opens himself up onto his left foot, and he absolutely plants it into the top corner.
That
Jordan
is delicious.
Pickford doesn't even move. What a finish. The composure, the skill, just didn't panic, never looked like he was going to miss. Player in absolutely top form.
Stunning finish into the top corner. Brennan Johnson's second of the afternoon to make it Forest 2, Everton 2. And the home fans enjoyed that one. They haven't had too many opportunities in this second half.
They haven't.
When it did come Johnson's way, my word, did he finish it neatly. No chance for Pickford, rooted to his line. Who's your money on now, Chris Perry?
Well, you'd have to say momentum's with Nottingham Forest, that's for sure. Ian Wone, Steve Stone and Sean Dyche on the touchline in conversation. You know, how do they manage this? Do they sit back and try and hold on to what they've got? Do they try and make a change and get a winner?
Shelvey forward, looking for Johnson again. What an afternoon he's having. Here's Gibbs-White into Ayew. Ayew down on the edge of the box, but it was a fair challenge by Gay.
Well, that's a bad tackle by Felipe.
Felipe from behind has picked himself up a yellow card. It wasn't a well-timed tackle at all. The Manchester United team, pretty much as you would expect for that game at Liverpool. De Gea is the goalkeeper. Dalot preferred to Wan-Bissaka at right back. Shaw the left back. Varane and Martinez in the centre. Fred and Casemiro will hold in midfield with Anthony, Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford in behind Wout Weghorst up front. What a game that will be. Kick-off less than an hour away. 11 minutes to go here. 2-2 between Forest and Everton. Brennan Johnson at the double. Trying to think who the last Nottingham Forest player would have been to score a hat-trick in the Premier League.
Wow. You're looking at probably someone like Stan Collymore.
I was just about to
like
suggest that. Yeah, absolutely. We'll try and get that information. We might need it in the next 10 minutes. Tell you what keeps it interesting, doesn't it, down at the bottom? Everton on 22 points will stay in the bottom three. Level on points with Leeds, a point behind West Ham, 2 behind Leicester, and only 4 behind Forest. Here's Aurier.
Oh, it's not a foul, referee.
Wow.
It's not a foul. You have just absolutely... Oh, you bought it, ref. You had... Nottingham Forest on the breakaway. Dwight McNeil gives it away. Aurier takes it off his feet. Brennan Johnson is a little tug, but he goes to ground. Oh, referee. Just let the game go.
10 minutes to play. Forest again will feel aggrieved.
There's no difference to that between that and the one that Morgan Gibbs-White got for Everton's first goal. And the referee didn't give that one.
I'll tell you what, there's only ever been one hat-trick scored by a Nottingham Forest player in the Premier League.
Go on, Nigel Clough.
August 1996. Kevin Campbell against Coventry.
Obviously, huge connections in this game. Kevin Campbell.
Yeah. Saved Everton from relegation once, didn't he?
Played for both these clubs. Very, very good striker in his day.
Oh, Nana trying to buy himself a free kick on the edge of the area. Referee didn't fall for it as he hurled himself to the ground. And here come Forest on the counter again. They've got real zip in their game now. Ayew into the area. He's going to get a shot away. Oh, and Pickford with a good save down to his left, and it was Gibbs-White. He tried to diving header. He was on the floor.
Fell over, didn't he? He was falling over and just tried to dive in, header it on the floor.
What a good game this has been.
It's been a really good game, hasn't it?
Edge of your seat stuff on Premier League Live. Here's Gay now into the Forest area. He's got Iwobi to his right. Good tackle by Loddy. And it's going to be a throw in for Everton down by the corner flag. It stays 2-2.
It's end to end, isn't it, this?
Those changes, though, Ayew and Dennis have made a difference. You wonder why he didn't do it earlier.
Yeah, well, it's almost like they're going to expose themselves a little bit to the counter-attack when they've got those two on the pitch, and he just went for it. Chance now.
Oh, here's Coleman trying to dance his way into space inside the area. In the end, there were just too many red shirts back there, and it's cleared away for an Everton throw.
Well, there's no sign of either team looking for a draw here. Both trying to win this game.
They know what a big difference the extra couple of points could make come the end of the season. Iwobi into the box, steered away by Shelvey. Gay, tripped by Dennis, silly foul. Oh, referee's not going to give it. Everton continue. King try to pass it forward, but intercepted by Dennis, and now it's 4 red shirts flooding forward. Ayew dragged to the ground by Decore. That was a foul at the other end, wasn't it?
It looked a foul at the other end. The referee's giving some, he's not giving some. If that's a foul, Nottingham Forest on their counter-attack,
it should be a booking.
Then it should be a booking. I mean, that's certainly a foul by Emmanuel Dennis on Idrissa Gueye. I mean,
and then this is a cynical challenge to stop a counter-attack from
absolutely. The referee hasn't had the best of games. Let's just say.
7 to play. Forest 2, Everton 2. This is only supposed to be the warm-up for what's to come from Anfield.
Well, if it's anywhere near as good as this, what a game it'll be.
What a weekend it's been. Shelvey chips the ball out to the right. Worrell heads it on. Away by Keane. There's an Everton player down inside the box.
Just got in the way of Morgan Gibbs-White there.
Just to compound his day. Here's Johnson, the 2-goal hero for Forest. He's running at McNeil. He's into the area. Pickford clears it away at the near post. It could have gone anywhere. Tarkowski managed to get it clear. Here's Dennis into the box. Chips towards the far post.
Great head up. Ben Godfrey.
Godfrey with a clearance. Here's Yates for Forest. Suddenly Everton right under the cosh here. Yates has made an impact as well. Gibbs-White back for Johnson. Look at the hat-trick! And he wasn't far away. Right across the face of goal from Brennan Johnson.
And as a cross-come shot, wasn't it? Morgan Gibbs-White cuts it back to the edge of the area. It's a cross-come shot. I think he's aiming probably for the far post. He's not a million miles away from it, and Joe Worrell's not far from getting on the end of it either. But what a game this has been. Is there going to be a winner?
Into the last 5.5 minutes. I think there will be quite a bit of stoppage time too.
I think so too.
Brennan Johnson knows how close that was to finding the corner of the net. Jordan Pickford, very demonstrative as he's about to take this goal kick, the Everton keeper. Headed away by Aurier. Tarkowski wins it back on halfway for Everton.
I think Everton will be more than happy with the point now.
Yeah, certainly the way that Forest have come on strong late into proceedings. It's 63% possession Forest in this second half. Shows how dominant they've been, despite Everton's best attempts to try and spoil it as a contest. Again, there was a coming together there between Yates and Anana. Referee allows play to continue, and it's cleared upfield by Godfrey for Everton. Felipe there, well ahead of Damari Gray.
He's had a much better second half, Felipe.
Yeah, I've been quite impressed with him this half. Shelvey with the ball forward out to the right. Well, Johnson has gone down, holding his head after that challenge with Godfrey. It didn't look like there was too much in it.
I don't know whether it's accidental, whether he just comes down on top of him. He does. I don't think he does it on purpose, Ben Godfrey.
I think that Johnson would just want to get up and carry on. Forward to play. John Joe Shelvey just inside the Everton half for Forest. Now Felipe. Out to Renan Lodi. And Lodi back to Navas. Inside the D on the edge of the area. Here's Felipe again. Now one of these two teams got a late winner in them. Felipe drills it forward left-footed, headed down by Coleman and finds Iwobi neatly enough. Iwobi trying to release Anana, but well defended, and then there's a grappling match going on between Gay and Lodi. Free kick for Forest, and then Gay's left a bit of afters on Lodi.
Yeah, it's poor from Idrissa Gay. The referee again should be a yellow card.
Yeah. No real consistency from John Brooks. Aurier with the throw in for Forest, 15 yards inside his own half. He's had a good second half as well. Aurier driving his team on from right back. Ball flicked on by Johnson, looking for Gibbs-White. Worrell steers it back to his keeper Navas.
Yeah, you have to say this will be a better point for Nottingham Forest than it will for Everton, and they're finally making an attacking change. Neil Maupay looking like he's going to come on below us.
Long time since he scored in the Premier League. No goals in his last 18 games in all competitions, Neil Maupay. But he is about to be summoned off the bench for the final 2.5 minutes, maybe just to get a focal point up front. Everton had to soak up a lot of pressure in this second half. Dennis tries to nod it down. Keane away. And Iwobi on the left-hand side flicks it forward. Lovely touch from Decore, backheel into the path of Iwobi. He's played it through the legs of Lodi. He's still going Iwobi.
Brilliant from
across
Yates.
comes Yates.
Brilliant from Yates. He sensed the danger so early there. Lovely run from Alex Iwobi. Carried the ball well, put it through the legs of Felipe. Looking to get him behind. Thought he was going to get there, and then Ryan Yates is round on the cover. It's going to be a like-for-like shot with Damari Gray.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? From
Yeah,
Everton's
absolutely.
perspective. And here comes Mopé, former Brighton man. And Iwobi is making way as well for Tom Davis, just to get some fresh legs in midfield. It'll be fascinating to see how many added minutes we're going to get at the end of the game. Davis involved straight away. Linking up with Coleman down by the right corner flag. Davis in the area. Great defending by Felipe.
What does he do? Tom Davis doesn't do anything.
A very dramatic reaction to the challenge from Davis. It is a free kick for Forest. And it maintains Forest's impressive unbeaten home run. Doesn't put too much daylight between them and the bottom three if it ends 2-2.
No, but it's a game where they've been behind twice.
Yeah, good character to come.
Yeah,
battling
absolutely.
back. Ball is out for a throw-in on this near side. Both managers claiming it. It's gone Forest way.
Yeah, Everton, if they don't win this game, 9 games now against newly promoted teams that they haven't won in a row.
9 away games where they've not won
Yeah.
either. Only scored 3 goals in that time on their travels. 2 of them this afternoon. Here's Worrell into the last minute of the 90. Forward he goes down the right hand side. Godfrey heads it away. Run back by Worrell. Ayew turning neatly away from Keane. Ayew into the penalty area. He's played it out to Johnson.
He's struggling. Brennan Johnson's got cramp, I think.
Aurier with a cross into the air. It's a poor delivery. Cleared out of play. And we're going to find out how many added minutes there will be now. Johnson in a bit of discomfort over on the far side. 5 added minutes for one of these two to find the winner. I think you're right. I think Everton probably have settled for the point.
Yeah, what Sean Dyche was urging his team to get higher up the pitch, but I think it was just as a defensive line not to sit back and allow Forest to just build pressure.
Davis in a race for pace against Felipe. Felipe there ahead of the Everton substitute. Ushers the ball back to his keeper Navas. Here's Worrell wearing the captain's armband for Forest and trying to switch the play out to his left hand side. Shelvey with a volley pass looking for Dennis. He seems to have lost a glove, I think, Emmanuel Dennis. This is a throw in for Everton. Man of the match just announced on the PA system as 2-goal Brennan Johnson for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
He really has been the creative spark, hasn't he, for the home side. Here's Davis down by the right corner, flag crossed into the area, blocked behind by Worrell.
But it's a foul. Mopé drags the Nottingham Forest defender to the ground.
And that's the point that Sean Dyche is making.
Well, it's an opportunity, isn't it? You know, Everton strong from set pieces, a real opportunity now.
Oh, what a big moment this could be, not just today but in the course of their season. If Everton can come up with a late winner. Tarkowski scored against Arsenal in Sean Dyche's first game, has come forward. McNeil with the ball towards Keane at the far post. He won the first header. Keane puts it back in the area.
There's wrestling going on in the
middle.
middle. Yeah.
On Yates, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Needless, really. And a free kick for Forest. That might be Everton's last chance to win it.
Yep.
Both teams now appear to have settled for a point. Clumsy from Onana, holding on to Ryan Yates, dragging him to the floor. Sean Dyche still issuing his instructions. 3 minutes of added on time to play. Remains 2-2. Worrell raking pass forward. Johnson up against Tarkowski.
It's brilliant from Tarkowski.
Did it go behind off the Everton play? Goal kick is the
goal
decision.
Kick. It was a goal kick. Mick Gibbs-White needs to give him the ball. He needs to give him the ball. He's been yellow carded already. and he's running and putting it down in the 6-yard box.
All very odd, really. Pickford bellowing at Gibbs White.
Yeah. Telling him to leave his ball alone.
Pickford launches the ball upfield for Everton. Here is Idrissa Gueye. They've got quite a few blue shirts forward here, actually. McNeil crossing low into the area. Worrell does well. With Mopé lurking. And he thunders it upfield. Tarkowski's going to be put under pressure by Ayew, but handles that comfortably enough and picks out Gueye on halfway. Gueye into Davis. He's shown a bit too much of that.
Well, that's a yellow card for Tom Davis.
To Emmanuel Dennis. Angry reaction from Dennis, but it is a booking for Davis. Soon after coming on. They're mounting up now, the yellow cards for Everton, 5 in total. 3 for Forest. It has been quite a confrontational affair.
Feisty, competitive, what you'd expect from a real relegation battle.
One last opportunity for Forest to get the ball forward in the last of the 5 added minutes. John Joe Shelvey stands over it. Only Loddy staying back of the outfield player. Shelvey into the area. Felipe heads it down. Away by Godfrey. Aurier urged to shoot from the edge of the box. He drills one in right-footed that's blocked by Onana. Picked up by Johnson on the far side. Poked out of play by Gueye. It's now or never as far as Forest are concerned. 30 seconds to play. 2-2 here on Premier League Live. Aurier with a throw. Is that a foul throw from Serge Aurier?
That's just busy from the official, isn't it?
He had his foot off the floor.
Overly busy.
Don't see that very often.
No, I mean, I'm sure if you look back at every single throw, and I bet there's been 2 or 3 that have been exactly the same, that he's not given, and he gives it in the last minute of injury time.
The last seconds, really, of what's been a pulsating relegation 6-pointer. Not much to separate these two in the Premier League table. And ultimately, not much to separate them on the pitch either. Everton twice in front, courtesy of Damari Gray's 11th minute penalty and a header from Abdoulaye Doucouré, but Nottingham Forest via a double from Brennan Johnson, twice hitting back to maintain their impressive recent home run. No wins in 9 now away from Goodison Park for Everton. They stay in the bottom 3. It finishes Nottingham Forest 2, Everton 2. Doucouré trying to keep it alive in there, and in the
all around the soccer world.
Rakitic and Diego Jota all dropped down to the bench. A few more options available for Jurgen Klopp right now. Manchester United named the same side that started the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle at Wembley a week ago. It's 6 changes reversed from the 3-1 win over West Ham on Wednesday in the FA Cup, and 3 changes from their last Premier League game. That was the 3-0 victory against Leicester City a fortnight ago. Varane, Anthony and Casemiro back from Premier League suspension, coming back in today in place of Lindelof, Sabitzer and Garnacho, the latter 2 dropping to the bench. So Liverpool look like this. Alisson in goal, a back 4 of Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Konate and the returning Robertson. A midfield 3 of Jordan Henderson, Fabinho and Harvey Elliott. Mo Salah, Darwin Nunez and Cody Gakpo are the 3 who begin up front. For Manchester United, David De Gea is in goal. Diego Dalot has got the nod at right back ahead of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez, the centre-backs. And Luke Shaw, who sat out the FA Cup tie midweek with a knock, is straight back into the starting lineup on the left today. Fred and Casemiro, the deepest lying midfield players. Anthony, Bruno Fernandes, the informed Marcus Rashford, and Wout Weghorst, who started all 14 games for Manchester United since joining the club on loan in January, does so again today in a match, Paul Parker, that matters that little bit more, doesn't it, for both of these teams?
Oh, it certainly does, and it doesn't matter where these teams are in the league. This is still the biggest fixture in the country. Maybe in Europe, in certain ways, you put it up there with the Barcelona v Real Madrid's. But we don't really hear about maybe the hate between fans, between Barca and Real Madrid, but there is a massive hate between these two clubs and the fans. Everything's about the importance of finish above the other one.
A huge historical rivalry, and as we've mentioned, they are the 2 most successful clubs in English football history, only fueling that. But in recent seasons, it's been somewhat more one-sided, hasn't it, with Liverpool the dominant force? Not this time around. No,
it has changed. It's changed over a season, but it's been a long time, and in certain ways, as I was said to me, I've been a bit sceptical of United going into this fixture, but I mean, I must say this time around, and the way the club has changed in such a short space of time, the football club, the football team, Manchester United are in a better place now than what they have been in a long time. Even that win in 2016, United wasn't in a good place even then as a football team, and it was just kind of just getting by as such, not dominating games, but they're definitely now dominating games, and they come into this game, and I think a lot of people would maybe put them as favourites at this moment.
It's incredible, as you touched on, how quickly that turnaround has happened, really. 34 points between them last season in Liverpool's favour. Manchester United currently 10 points better off than Liverpool. And you only have to think back to the last time that they met in August at Old Trafford. Manchester United came into that off the back of losing to both Brighton and Brentford in their first 2 games of the season, looking for a first win under Erik ten Hag. Fast forward a few months to where we are now, I don't think too many people would have expected them to be where they are.
No one would have. It doesn't matter if anyone's come out and said it, they said it more by luck than judgment, because no one could actually see this coming, and the way they've gone into it, gone through it with the consistency as well, and that's what makes you a top side. It's all well and good going out there and winning these big games, the glamour games, but it's all the games in between. That's what makes you contenders to win a league, and United have gone and done that for the first time in a long time. I would say again, even after Sir Alex, this is as good as it's been, just because of the consistency they're showing in beating the other sides around where they were losing to them under previous managers.
Nobody has taken more points in the Premier League since the World Cup break than Manchester United, who currently have a couple of games in hand on the top 2. Arsenal and Manchester City both winners already this weekend. But coming to Liverpool, coming to Anfield, where they've lost just once, Liverpool in the Premier League all season, despite their struggles elsewhere, this is a huge test, isn't it? And we'll know more maybe whether Manchester United are title contenders after the course of this afternoon.
That's exactly right. I mean, they go and win this one. The position they're in, you have to call them contenders, even though you would come out and maybe think squad-wise, have they got enough there? With the games they've got left to play at this moment, because the cup competitions that they've been in, they're one less now because of the fact that competition's over, which they've gone and won. I think people would look at it, and especially what they're going to have to go through, because this is going to be very hostile, this game, really. And Liverpool have to show something this game. Even if they don't win the game, they still have to go out there and perform. So the fans have still got that belief in Jurgen Klopp that he can raise his team, not just about so much about the players, but they're looking to see that the team are looking to move on and are moving on under the present management, I should say, of Jurgen Klopp. Is the buzz still there with these players to go out and be successful?
And the huge target for Liverpool to try and clinch Champions League qualification again for next season. It looked a remote prospect just 3 weeks ago, but that gap to the top 4 has been closing, so plenty to play for. Going to look back very shortly on the best of yesterday's action in the Premier League. Plenty of talking between these two clubs. So much more still to Premier League Live.
Football almost inevitable.